so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you so much. George Azor, thank you for joining. George, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everyone who have joined. Please, as you join, kindly share the broadcast. Bob Joy Foot, thank you so much for joining. Bob Joy, I appreciate you. Thank you for connecting. Please, as you join, try to share the broadcast on your own platform. Share the broadcast on the WhatsApp group where you belong. Any WhatsApp group you can find yourself into, share the broadcast there. Share the broadcast to family and friends. Chioma Hart, thank you so much for joining. Chioma, I appreciate you for joining. Chioma, thank you so much for your support. Sunday Okaha, thank you so much for joining. Sunday, wherever you are connecting from, I appreciate you. I thank you so much for joining us this evening. Everyone that have joined this very broadcast, I appreciate you and I thank you so much for your participation. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for joining us this evening to spread the gospel that we have to spread. As usual, for those who are coming for the very first time, you have to know that this is an autopiloted platform, autopiloted by Chukwu Okawa himself, under the spokesmanship of our new Prime Minister of Biafra Republic in Exile, Mazi Simon Epa, and the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand. That is where we stand. We will continue to set the record straight, continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. That is what we have been doing, and that is what we will continue to do on this very platform. And for the record purposes in this platform, we don't come here to attack individuals. We don't come here to preach hate speech. Neither do we come here to foment trouble. We only come here to encourage Biafrans all over the world. We come here to speak the truth about the situation of the Biafran people and other indigenous people in that contraption called Nigeria. We come here to debunk every lie they have told against us. We come here to debunk every of their falsehood against us. That is what we do on this platform. And if you have any contribution to make, you are free to make a contribution without insult. That is what we do. Today, we have come once again to continue to preach a message of encouragement to all Biafrans across the world, wherever you are. And we say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of us, continue to guide us, continue to safeguard us, continue to keep us strong, and continue to reveal for us the direction that we should go. Thank you so much for joining. Today, we are choosing another topic that we're going to talk about today. And today, we want to speak on a very important topic also to draw people's attention to the stage we are and the things that we are doing. I say, give honor to whom honor is due and face the reality of today. Give honor to whom honor is due and face the reality of today. It is very important that you give honor to whom honor is due. And again, face the reality of today. Every one of us have seen what is going on, right, left, and center, when it comes to the freedom of the Biafran people. The work and performance of every Biafran have been in the open. More especially those who claim to be our leaders, who claim to be on top. Those who claim to have known it all. We have seen every of their work, both in the secret and in the open, even when they tell us they are working underground. We still see whatever they do. So at this stage that we are now, it is time for us to give respect to whom respect is due, to give honor to whom honor is due. I personally have been following every incident that happened since the coming of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I started following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu messages since 2015. From 2015, I began to pay close attention to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the very first time he was kidnapped. And since he came out and began to broadcast, I followed him up and followed every activities. So I've heard a lot of things from him, and nobody have to convince me to say that this is the person following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and this is the person who is not following him. From everything I have seen in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the messages he left behind and the messages I heard from him directly while he was with us, I can be able to tell who is his follower and who is not his follower. You might not agree with me. My judgment and your judgment might not be the same. But the only thing I'm going to tell you is that you must have to be sincere in your judgment. Follow your conscience and be sincere to yourself. If you are sincere to yourself, following your conscience and applying common sense, you will know those who are on the right path and those who are not on the right path. You will know those who are pursuing their personal interests and those who are pursuing the interests of the collective Biafran people. You will know those who are busy projecting themselves. You know those who are fighting out of ignorance. You know those who are talking out of ignorance. You will know those who are fighting and talking out of envy and jealousy. You don't need anybody to preach that to you or to tell you who is right and who is wrong. From everything that is happening today, we can see all those facts that points to that direction. So if you are a genuine Biafran today, and at this point in time, you are still doubtful, you don't know where to follow or where to lay your head or whom to follow, it means you yourself, you are not straightforward. You are not sincere to yourself, and you are not genuine. If you are genuine, at this point in time, you should be able to know who is doing the right thing and who is doing the wrong thing. Judging from when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped up to this day, before the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he laid a foundation that every one of us must follow. He laid a foundation on how we can be able to get Biafra. He didn't miss word in it. He told us how we are going to get Biafra. And he told us that we cannot pursue the Biafran struggle like every other struggle in the planet Earth. That Biafran struggle, Biafran restoration is a different ballgame. And all those messages are there. And today, the autopiloted IPOB, of which I belong to, we are following that very directive of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu earnestly, consistently, without moving back, without looking left or right. Without looking left or right. But some people have decided to choose a different path. Some people, even when they claim to be with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have chosen a different path for a reason best known to them. Every instruction that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself has given, they have disobeyed. In their own words. Most of those instructions, they preached it. They preached it, they talked about it, and they said it, they confessed it. But today, all of a sudden, they turn around 360 degrees against that which they have preached. For a reason best known to them. Myself personally, when I look at it, the only thing I see there that makes them to go to that direction is envy and jealousy. Please share the broadcast as you join. Share the broadcast. Share it to family and friends and any WhatsApp group you belong. Share the program so that people can join us. So at this particular point in time, from the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to date, when you measure the activities of every member of IPOB, every Biafran, you can be able to tell those who were the good listeners of the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those who were paying attention to the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and those who were just there admiring his speech, admiring his appearance. I say give honor to whom honor is due. Among all the groups who have been springing out and talking all whatever they like in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the only person that can still be verified today that is still fighting to get Biafra and to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the new Prime Minister of Biafran Republic in exile, Biafran Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa. I'm not saying it that you must agree with me. You can disagree if you wish. But after disagreeing with me, I would like you to put your head down, put away your envy and jealousy and your strife, and come with open mind. Then investigate every activities of his in the past. After your investigation, you can now come to a conclusion on what you want to say. The reality of today remains the reality of today that we are in. I'm not talking of yesterday. I'm not talking of yesterdays. I'm not talking of years ago. I'm not talking of months ago. The reality that we are in today is that the only group that is pursuing the agenda of the restoration of Biafra in line with the laid down rule of Nnamdi Kanu is the autopiloted IPOB. Under the new Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the spokesperson of Biafra. They are the only people that are still making waves, making sure that the Biafran struggle is taken seriously by Biafrans and by the international community. And every single day, as the day goes by, you see evidence that points towards that. There are so many evidence that points towards that. That is why sometimes I don't see need to begin to respond to people who ask me, what is Mazi Simon Ekpa doing? I don't have any to respond to. It's only because you are blinded by your hatred, by your envy and jealousy. That is why you are not able to see his good work. If you can put away your envy and jealousy and complain with an open mind, you will see a whole lot of things that he has done. It has gotten to the extent that even our enemy are confessing of his good work. Our enemies are giving him his recognitions and accolade. Most of you saw the tweet of Galadima on our new Prime Minister. He congratulated the new Prime Minister. Not only him, so many of them have made comments on our new Prime Minister. Either negative or positive. Those comments they are making is a recognition. And even in their media, they have said it, that you cannot take Biafrans for granted anymore. Someone came to the media and made the analysis that our new Prime Minister of Biafra Republic in exile, Biafra Republic government in exile, has now taken the struggle to a different dimension. On a more serious note, that very dimension that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked about, that is where we are today. I urge every Biafran to give honor to whom honor is due. Our Prime Minister is doing a great job and continue to do. We must continue to support him. We must continue to stand with him. You can hate him. You can have a personal grudges against him. But when it comes to the Biafran struggle, you have to support him. We have no choice. When it comes to Biafra restoration, you have no choice. He is the man on top. He is the man leading. And every other person follows. That is the reality of today. Take it or leave it. That is the reality of today. That the person that is leading the restoration of Biafra today is the new Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And he's doing the job very, very well. He's doing the job very, very well. He's not the same as people who have been hiding under their keyboard and people telling you that they're doing something on the ground. And you can't see anything to show. Even while our Prime Minister is working on the ground, we see confessions in the open. We see things happening in the open. It's no longer a hidden thing. He doesn't hide. That's it to show that he knows what he's doing. He's not hiding himself. And what do we owe him? What we owe him, every Biafran, is to give him our support. Give him unhindered support any way we can. That is the way we can be able to achieve Biafra. You are right. Sunday Okaha, you are right. You are very right in your statement. Our brother Sunday Okaha wrote and he said, last election opened many things about those who are fighting for Biafra genuinely. Absolutely right. I agree with you, Sunday. I have made a program on that. That our last election was a massive revelation. If there is nothing to take home in that last election, this very statement that my brother wrote here is one of the things we have to take home. He revealed those who were fighting for Biafra genuinely. That is one thing I remember. I become happy. And in that revelation, many people also came back to their senses. That last election made so many Biafrans to come back to their senses. That was the last opportunity. If you think you can get another opportunity, I'm sorry. Anyone that have refused to repent after what transpired in the last election, you will never ever repent again. There's no point praying for you. Any Biafran, any genuine Biafran that had the Biafran blood flowing in his veins, and you could not repent after everything that transpired in the last election, you will never repent. That is why when I see some of them who were saying that Master Samanaka said there will be no election, and later election came, he didn't do anything. These are those ignorant people. These are those people who doesn't have anything upstairs. I thank Chukwu Okaba for the intelligence of Master Samanaka. If Master Samanaka had given an order to enforce the no election, it would have been a different ballgame. If he had given order to enforce it, we have every capacity and capability to enforce it. But Master Samanaka allowed the Biafran people to make their choice. He only gave the message. He gave us the advice and told us the right word. Do not participate in the election. And he told us why we should not participate. Do not legitimize your own slavery. It will come to nothing. Just as Master Nnamdi have told us long before now. Master Samuel came and he reminded us of that very thing. And everybody they were expecting him to, they were trying to trap him by enforcing that very no election. That is why some of them are still talking about it today. They say he said no election, and after all, election held in Biafra land, everywhere people came and acted. But Master Samuel did excellent job on that very thing. He didn't enforce it. But even without enforcing it, you saw the referendum. You saw the referendum. Out of 20 million plus that registered, only 4 million plus voted in Biafra land. Out of 20-something million. Only 4 million plus voted in Biafra land. What does that tell you? That is a clear referendum. And for those of them who use themselves to legitimize this very criminality I seen today, after they have done that, the result we got was that it became a revelation for us to know those who are genuinely fighting for Biafra. It also become a wake-up call for some people who has been pretending that they don't know that we are not wanted in Nigeria. You know, some people we are saying we are making trouble. Some say we are not the only one marginalized. Some say we are wanted. Some say now your only brother, now that the whole world wants to support your brother to be a president, you don't want it. Why are you not embarking in it? Every one of them, we are giving different opinion and different suggestions, saying different things from different corners and all angles. But at the end of the day, what happened? They were expecting us to go out and begin to enforce the no election. So that at the end of the day, they will blame it on Master Simon Ekpa. That it was because of Master Simon Ekpa that Peter Obi did not win the election. Or that it was because of Master Simon Ekpa that people were killed in Biafra land. Master Simon Ekpa gave the order and gave the message and left Biafrans on their own to make their choice. And very good number of Biafran people made their choice. More than 80% of Biafran people made their choice not to participate in that fraudulent move. And the referendum was very clear. That was one of the things, that was one of the wonderful things that I saw in that very election. That when I remember, everything they have against us was overcome. Even the international community themselves. Some people who never knew what was happening against the Biafran people, that was an opportunity for them to know and see it clearly that these people are not wanted anywhere. They saw it, that these people were not wanted anywhere. And because it is in that form, there is nothing we could do. They made our case easier. It became clear to the Biafran people who were pretending that they are not wanted in the Zoological Republic. Nobody is wanted. It became very clear. And people began to focus on the real thing. People began to focus on the redirection. There were a lot of conversions, a lot of confessions, a lot of apologies were coming. And in that time, we began to see those who were truly, truly in the Biafran struggle and those who are not in the Biafran struggle. And I bet you from that time till now, if you don't know how to give honor to whom honor is due, you are deceiving yourself. If you are still saying you don't know those who are doing the right thing and those who are doing the wrong thing, you are deceiving yourself. From that very election to date, it became clear that the only people that are standing on the mandate of Nnamdi Kanu to free Nnamdi Kanu and to restore Biafra is the autopiloted IPOB under our new Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and spokesperson of the Biafra. They are the only people standing to request for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, to speak the language of Nnamdi Kanu, to keep the legacy of Nnamdi Kanu. Will we continue to do that? Regardless the attack, the challenges, the obstacles that are coming right, left, and center? We continue to do that consistently, and nobody can stop us. Will we continue to do that consistently? There is nothing anybody can do. There's no way you can stop us. Thank you so much, my beloved brother Solomon. I can see you there. I think they have restored our former platform, but the link is not yet there. Maybe by tomorrow, when I'm going to broadcast tomorrow, I will see whether if that can be activated also. Thank you so much for joining. So, my fellow Biafrans, every one of you must be steadfast and stand strong. Give honor to whom honor is due. We are not wanted in the contraption called Nigeria. The dehumanization is not going down anytime soon. And anybody that really cares for people in that contraption